Okay, here in match 4 with our Mardu Mentor deck. We're on the draw with a single basic mountain as our only land. So that's a mulligan, unfortunately. Our opponent mulliganed as well, though, so... Oh, man, single basic plains now. I don't think we can do that. Okay. Keepable. What do we got with this scry? So they mulligan to 6, we mulligan to 5. Yeah, I mean, it's a threat. We'll keep that on top. It's a castable threat. Meyer. Basic swamp. Well, that's a bummer on a mull to 5. I mean, I don't know. Yep, well, it definitely resolves. I don't know what they take here. Probably Culligan's command, because it's just the most, yep, it's the best value. Okay. So I'm glad they didn't see the Pyromancer at least. We'll run out the Arid Mesa, pass it back. I'm curious what we're up against with a basic swamp. 8 rack, maybe? Haven't seen that in a long time. No, okay. Grixis? Death Shadow again? Steam Vent's tapped. End step will crack this. So we need a black and red source currently. We will not pay the 2 life. I'm fine with running out the Pyromancer right now because we have the free gut shot to get value even if they try to remove it. Inquisition. All right, we'll gut shot in response, so they can't take it. All right, so they nab our bolt. And nothing else. This is a slow start from Grixis Death Shadow, or maybe it's some sort of Grixis control deck? I'm not quite sure. We draw another bolt, okay. Well, we'll go to combat. I'm not worried about a Snapcaster. They only have 1 mana up, so might as well attack with both. Alright, shock themselves. Are we going to see the Death Shadow now? Culligan's command. Okay. So pick off the Pyro, make me discard. So I'll bolt in response. We'll crack this. Grab I guess a Sacred Foundry. Ugh, another land is not really what I wanted to see, but we'll go to combat here. So they're down to 6. That's going to make for a big Death Shadow. If that is, in fact, what we are up against. Gurmag Angler. Rixmati Reveler. 2/2. You may cast this spell for its spectacle cost if an opponent lost life this turn. When it enters the battlefield, discard a card, then draw a card. If its spectacle cost was paid, instead discard your hand and draw 3 cards. Sure. Resolves. Discarding a Counter Squall. Counter target non-creature spells control. So this is some sort of Grixis control deck, it looks like. There's a Mentor. I don't know if I run that out just yet, or if I wait to try to get some value out of it. And now this thing's just a 2/2 at this point? Yeah, it's just an enter the battlefield ability. Okay, interesting. I could keep pressuring and lose an elemental, like do 1 damage, get 1 through, lose an elemental. I don't quite think that's worth it. I also don't want my Monastery Mentor to get discarded. So maybe I do just run it out. I mean, it could eat any removal here now, but we'll see. Young Pyromancer of their own. Interesting. No attacks. Okay, this is nice. I think we... I think we go ahead and main phase bolt this Rixmati Reveler. And they scoop. Okay. All right, Grixis Control. Interesting. So I'm assuming they run like Snapcaster Mage and whatnot, in which case Rest in Peace is okay. Maybe there's a Gurmag Angler in there. I'm really not super familiar with this deck. Combal might be okay. I don't know. I really don't know. I mean, we have plenty of removal. Do we have too much removal? If there really are like a control heavy deck, do we need all these targets? So they're a young Pyromancer deck. So yeah, probably not a ton of creatures we want to use spot removal on. So maybe I get rid of like Terminate and a Fatal Push and bring in like a couple Thoughtseizes? Or maybe like a Thoughtseize and a single Rest in Peace just in case. I don't know. Sure. We'll try it like that. I'm really not sure. All right, on the draw. They mulliganed. So we don't have any access to red with this hand. I mean, we get a turn 1 Inquisition, but that's really all we got going on. We don't have a 3rd land guaranteed for the Mentor. Definitely can't cast Chandra anytime soon, and we need that red source for the bolts. I think we mulligan on the draw. All right, we have access to all our colors now. 3 lands, Lingering Souls, a Path, a Bolt. This is much better. We'll keep this. And a gut shot. Gut shot. That hits a young pyromancer. It hits Snapcaster. It's not great, but it's a card. Do we just want more of a threat? I'm going to keep it on top. Whatever. It hits some creatures in their deck. Okay, so they brought in the graveyard hate. See, this is the good thing. Playing this kind of more janky version of Mardu Pyromancer, people think you're a heavy graveyard-based deck, which we are not anymore. It's just Lingering Souls. And people play around Blood Moon, too. They're expecting that. So people still play around the threats, but we don't actually have to run them. Anyway, so we will just play out a Marsh Flats and pass the turn back. And we'll crack this for a Sacred Foundry. We definitely need our white and red sources. Put out another Marsh Flats. And I guess we'll pass it back. Just hold up our Bolt, our Gut Shot, our Path to Exile. See what they're up to. So what does this do? It cycles. You may pay black. It cycles if they pay black. Right, shocking themselves. For what turn 3 play? Liliana. Okay. So her +1 is useless at the moment, which is nice. So we can finish her off with no value. Yeah, I think we just go ahead and bolt her. And what should I grab? We will grab... Do I want to shock myself for a Blood Crypt? I'm either getting a red source here. I'm paying 2 life regardless. For this Gut Shot. Either a red source to pay for it and shock myself, or get it for free and, you know. So I'd rather have the dual land if I'm going to be shocking myself anyway. All right, lands aplenty. I guess we run out this Lingering Souls. This will kind of pressure them to crack their Nile Spellbomb. Yep, that's fine. That's fine. Oh, and they have a second one. That's funny. Brought in all the graveyard hate, and at this point, don't really care beyond that one Lingering Souls. Now, do I shock myself to potentially get value out of Monastery Mentor? I think I do. I don't feel like I'm in any major danger right now in terms of my life total. Got a counterspell. Nope, it resolves. Okay. Go to combat. Attack with everyone. Alright, cracking at end of turn for a blood crypt. Anger of the Gods. That is... yeah, that's good. It's pretty good. Shit. Alright, well, we get another one. Keep the pressure up. Pass it back. Young Pyromancer, okay. I might path on my turn to give the Mentor prowess. Oh, but then the token it creates can't attack. Yeah, we might draw something to give it prowess anyway. I think we end step path here. And I'm sure they've got a response to get value as well. Let's yield to that. Yield to that. They don't. They just let it die. Interesting. Now they fatal push. I have the feeling our opponent is not the best with this deck. The correct play would have been to fatal push in response so that you get a token out of Pyromancer before he dies. But hey, I am not here to fault anyone for playing for playing less than 100% correctly, because I am by no means a pro player. So I mean, I could have main phase bolted there to give the token prowess, but there are better targets for it, such as this young Pyromancer. I have one card left in hand. So I'm going to go for it again. Just get rid of this thing. See if they have a response this time. Maybe it was a misclick last time. Maybe they meant to fatal push in response. I shouldn't assume. All right, so they gave a response this time. Although it's a counter spell, so who's to say they actually understand the interaction or if they just want to counter the spell. Although I can pay for the 3 anyway, so maybe they do understand the interaction. Okay. Pay 3. Yeah, sure. So yes, they did get a token out of it this time. That was the proper play. Now, do I bluff the prowess trigger and attack into the elemental? But if they do offer up the trade, then I just lose my better token to their shittier token. So I think I pass. I could bluff it, maybe sneak in 1 point of damage. I don't know that that's worth it. All right, so they're cycling. They want to draw into something else. That's fine. They've now got 2 cards in hand. Maybe they got some gas. All right, getting aggressive. And they terminate my monk token. Yeah, that's fine. Resolves. I'll take 1. And they have 1 card in hand. So this is kind of coming down to a top-decking war. They pay Spectacle for this? Find out. 10 cards in the graveyard. Okay. Aye, top deck in these lands is not how you win the top deck war. That's for sure. Alright, we gotta play something out at some point. Can't bluff having cards in hand for too long. I guess we'll just F6 through this turn. We get nothing going on. So in theory, we're still in good shape, because as a control deck, they're naturally more reactive. So putting a control deck out of card advantage and into top deck world is not where they want to be. Let's see what they're working with here. All right, they bolt in response, sure. What's your last card? A land. Okay. So they are also holding a land. I'll just run out mine because I don't care anymore. F6 through this. Coming in for 3 damage. Okay, they did draw another card. Do I want to go down to 2 with this Thoughtseize? I don't think so. Let's see what they got going on. I think we might be done at this point. We needed to draw relevant threats. Snap bolt. That'll do it. All right. Does that change anything? What did we see? Not a ton. Is more graveyard hate worth it? Bolt Snap Bolt is pretty powerful. Maybe I bring in 1 more Rest in Peace and take out Fatal Push. Let's try that. Definitely play first. All right, so we got the Rest in Peace. Rest in Peace and a Young Pyromancer. And then a whole bunch of lands. 5 lands. Yikes. Do we need more than this? Probably. Young Pyromancer does not trigger off of Rest in Peace. We have to draw into gas. This is essentially, like, we want probably 3 lands in our opening hand, and with 5, it's like those are kind of dead cards. It's really like a mull to 5, this hand, in some ways. Although this is far worse. We have a turn 1 Inquisition. No red source in sight. So not only do we need another land, we need another red land. Yikes. Probably worth another mulligan. I guess we'll go ahead and keep this. We will... Oh boy. Sure, Bolt can stay on top. Not great, not great. Marsh Flats, go. Oh shit. Nope. End step. Let's get... So we have a black-red source, we have a black-white source. We'll go ahead and get a Sacred Foundry. And we'll black leaf glyphs. Pass the turn. So we've got a Helix and a Bolt up. And they're not doing much of anything. We'll Helix them, I suppose. So we've got Chandra next turn. So that's cool. Oh, I guess I should have played the Godless Shine tapped this turn. That was dumb. Alright, they've got all their colors. There's a Pyromancer. Try to get rid of this thing. Alright, they respond with a Dispel. Nice. Alright. That's pretty good. Now I have to shock myself in order to play out this Chandra. So, kinda dumb. Should have played that last turn. That's okay. Alright. We can... I'm going to go ahead and add the red, just so I can bolt this Pyromancer and get rid of it. Because whatever card I flip off the top, unless it's a gut shot, I'm not going to be able to play it, and the 2 damage just goes to the opponent. So I would much rather get rid of the Pyromancer while I can, and they can't get any further value out of it while they're tapped out. So this Elemental's coming at Chandra, I'm sure. Yep. She goes to 4. That's fine. So even if they have a Bolt for her, she goes to 1. If they have to spend another card on her, I'll take it. It's a pretty nice 2-for-1. They do. Although, Kolaghan's Command is good value anyway, so... Yep. Alright, a Helix. And they returned Young Pyromancer to hand, so maybe I'll save the Helix for him and pass the turn. Okay, token coming in for 1. There's our friend the Pyromancer. Alright, end step. We'll just go for this now. Or should I? If I draw one of my own, I could get some value out of it. Maybe I'll wait. They're going to be just as tapped out as they are currently on my turn. And I draw into a whole lot of nothing. So all right, we'll go ahead and do it now. Snapcaster, Dispel. Pretty solid. Pretty good. All right, so we're not in great shape by any means. Taking, what, 6 there? Yikes. All right, Lingering Souls helps. Oh, on my draw step. Shit. Oh, son of a bitch. Yeah, they got me good. I mean, we can still cast the back half, but... So of all the cards we want to discard, I guess Lingering Souls is the one. Pass the turn. This game's not really going in our favor. Okay. Alright, so we'll block Snappy, and we'll trade with one of these elementals. Down to 6. Not looking good. Okay. And we draw a land. All right, that'll do it. Land is not what we wanted there. Okay, we'll concede here. Well, it's an interesting deck. I haven't seen Grixis Control in a while. Interesting matchup, both kind of grindy, trying to eke out value. Similar, both running Young Pyromancer. The Snapcaster value with Dispel Blowout, it just kind of did us in there. And Kolaghan's Command is a great card as well. So anyway, it was a fun matchup. It could have been close. Anyway, thank you guys for watching, and I will see you in the final match.